Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Autism from a Mother's Perspective. I'm a mom with twins on the autism spectrum, and as you know, autism is a very sensitive topic. Not everyone may agree with my views and my perspective. That is why I'm choosing this format to broadcast my content in a way to avoid any personal attack, any kind of negativity whatsoever. But if you would like to hear about my journey, if you would like to hear about autism from a mother's perspective, a mother with twins on the spectrum, then I invite you to subscribe to my channel. Like I said, I'm a mom with twins on the autism spectrum. They're both 8 years old, a boy and a girl. It's been quite a journey, and of course, I don't think that there's ever a parent that can prepare or plan for such a journey. It's very hard, it's very frustrating. I'm not gonna lie, or I'm not gonna sugarcoat any of it. This is my perspective, this is my experience. Autism is hard. Having a child on the autism spectrum is hard. There isn't a parent out there that would say that I love that my child is diagnosed with autism. There isn't a parent out there that would say that I love autism. I know that there's a lot of, adults on the spectrum that are able to say the way they see things differently and how differently their minds are working and stuff like that. But as parents, all we see is the challenges and struggles that our children are going through daily, and we are also going through it with them. So I, I again, this is my view and my experience, and I don't want anyone to attack me for saying that. Hating autism doesn't mean that I hate my kids. I love my kids more than anything. I would do any and everything for them, and right now they are receiving all the necessary therapy to help them, to guide them, to help them overcome their challenges and struggles so that they can grow up and be independent. Because as a parent, I think one of my greatest fear is dying and leaving my kids, knowing that no one else will understand them, no one else would advocate for them, and no one else would put them first like like I'm doing. And if they're independent, if they're able to do things for themselves, then I can say, well, they're going to be okay. But right now, I don't know. I don't know what the future holds for them. My son doesn't talk. I don't like to say he's nonverbal because for a child who doesn't talk, he's very noisy. He is a very mellow, laid back, happy child. He He's not very demanding, he's very content. My daughter is talking, and she would have endless tantrums and meltdown and behavior issues, and she's high functioning. She's got this photographic memory, and she gets overwhelmed very easily and have a lot of tantrums and outbursts, and she's high functioning. She is reading like a 10-year-old. She's spelling. She's doing good with her math, and she's very social. She would talk to everyone, remember the name of every face that she met, anyone that introduced themselves to her. And I always tell myself, I feel like she's got this, like she's like a computer, and she's got like several folders in her head that she can immediately access and be able to tell you, when you ask her something. So especially if she meets someone in our neighborhood, I think she has memorized each and every house, the color, the address, and the street that they're located on. And if 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 someone had a roof change, or they paint over their house, she can easily pick it up and would be able to say what has changed. And I'm not, I'm driving the road every day and I'm not paying attention to it, all these little detail, but that's the kind of memory that she has, and I think it's exceptional. I do believe that as she grow older, that it's going to benefit her and help her and make her very successful. But right now it's driving me crazy because she gets overwhelmed, especially if she forgets to acknowledge something. She remembers something and forgot to acknowledge it, or she acknowledged it and I am busy, not even focused, and she said it to me and I did not reciprocate, then she could like have like a full blown tantrum and meltdown about it. And forgetting to mention Popeyes, forgetting to say Christmas tree, even though it's not even Christmas anymore, she would remember particular houses where there was like Christmas decoration, Christmas trees, and deers, and Santa Claus, and whatever, and she would still mention these things, even though she's 8 years old. She just cannot seem to like let it go and not talk about stuff that's just talk about stuff that is very current. She just keep like I think it's like the intrusive thoughts that people talk about, even though as long as she's passing that street, she gets these thoughts and it's in her head and she just doesn't know how to like let it go. So she'll have like she'll get overwhelmed and she'll have like tantrums and stuff. So she's a very demanding, high maintenance child. I could leave my son with his father and probably go shopping or spend a day out somewhere with friends or relatives, but I could never do that with my daughter. I would always be worried about her because it's hard to, there's so many things in her environment that could trigger a tantrum and a meltdown. So, and I would know exactly it's 8 years. They're 8 years. I've been a part of their life for 8 years. Like I can read their minds and I know exactly what's upsetting her. And even though I do know what's upsetting her and I try to talk up to her about it and trying to get her to let it go and don't have the tantrum or whatever, she will still have her tantrum. She will still be upset about it. She would still act the same way that it's like repetitive behavior. If she screams about the microwave sound yesterday, she's gonna scream about the microwave sound today as well. So it's a lot of things in her environment that can trigger a meltdown and a tantrum. That's why I do see autism as being, so hard, being a lot of challenges and a lot of struggles for the individual diagnosed and for the immediate family, the people who have to deal with it on a daily basis. And like I said, hating autism doesn't mean that I hate my kids. I love my children very, very much, and I would love to see them grow up, be independent, not necessarily successful, making a lot of money, be doctors, lawyers, or whatever. Just have enough ability to be independent and be safe and be able to survive, have those survival skills. And right now, I am not there where I can see that. My son doesn't talk, he's not aware of danger. We always have to watch him. Like one of my relative has a pool, and the kids are not aware of, if they go too close to the pool, they fell in, they can get drowned or whatever. They're not aware of that, so we're constantly having to like watch them and be there with them. So it's very hard for a parent with a child on the spectrum, and my children are 8 years old and they're not there yet where they can pick up a utensil and eat their meal by themselves. They're not there where they can get dressed and undress. I am, it's like I have two babies and still doing everything for them. One of the very, very good thing, and I'm so happy that we have accomplished that, is potty training. They are both potty trained. My son recently got potty trained, and I will share with you guys how we did that in future videos. But I'm very happy that they are both potty trained. They're both very healthy children, and they do have a lot of sensory issues. They are very picky eaters, but I make sure that I fed them so that I know that they had like a portion of meal, and they their tummies are full. So their tummies are full and they're safe and they're happy. I'm happy. But it's not like, it doesn't take away the fear, the constant fear that I have, and I know that every parent with a child on the spectrum, we worry every day what about the future of our kids. What are their future gonna be like? What are they gonna do? Um, about their independence, about their survival. If we're not here, who's gonna take care of them? Who's gonna understand them? Who's gonna know them? So it's very hard. It is very, very hard, very frustrating. And if there's a cure for autism, I would gladly take it. And I would, you know, I would wish more than anything that my children was not diagnosed with autism. But again, I don't want anyone to think hating autism mean that I hate my children. A lot of times I find that parents of children, parents with children who are not on the spectrum, they tend to think that a mom with a child on the autism spectrum, if they're telling you about their child, about their challenges and their struggles, like, I feel like it's being misinterpreted as that parent is complaining a lot. That parent doesn't love that child because they're complaining all the time about all the difficult times. But no, a parent with a child on the autism is just talking. They're just talking about their challenges and their struggles, and we're hoping that someone will understand. Because at the same time, if you are a parent who, you know, your only kids have autism, then it's hard for you to know what's typical. But then when you see a parent of another child, like for instance, you go to the park and you see other kids doing the monkey bars and your child is scared to climb the stairs, like, that something is like, we still have a far way to go. There's so much that my child should be doing. The other day, I took my kids to the splash pad, and my daughter, of course, she loves interacting with other kids, so she would run and she would play and she was splashing around. My son just sat with us and he was just looking, and I was like, urging him to go because he does love water play. It's just like, I felt like he was out of his comfort zone. It was too loud and too crowded for him. So he just sat there. He was the only child just looking on. And he was happy though. He did not seem like he was sad or he was mad about not partaking in that activity. But for some reason, I felt like he was missing out on so much. And if he was not autistic, then he would be there. He would have been running and playing and splashing around with the other kids. And I just felt like I felt sad. And then I look at him and he's happy. He's just stimming and shaking his hands and watching his video on his tablet, and he just seems fine. But I felt so sad, and I don't know, but I just know that any parent can relate that they would not choose to have their child be autistic, even though it can come with a specific gift, like a gifted. My favorite show to watch is The Good Doctor. And yeah, that doctor, he's a surgeon, he's gifted. I know it's fictional, but at the same time, he's got a lot of sensory issues, he's got a lot of challenges and struggles. And I don't know if any parent that currently has have a child on the spectrum, and that's not an adult, that you have to do everything for, and that you're seeing their challenges and their struggles, you're trying to understand them, you're having difficulties communicating with them or them communicating with you. Then are you gonna think, okay, I'm happy that he or she is gifted, knowing that you're going through like this rough time with them? I don't know. I don't think any parent would be like, what we see right now is the challenges and struggles. I know that we should see the strengths as well, and I do see my daughter, her strengths and her potential, but I see that right now it's overwhelming. It's too much for her. It's making her, have tantrums and meltdowns. So how is as she grow older, I it's my hope that with the therapies and the help that she's receiving, that she can learn to like filter stuff out and know how to use them, like not to be explosive and get so overwhelming. But it's a skill that she'll have to acquire, and right now I see that it's overwhelming to her. And so I don't know how it's gifted right now, because right now I see that it's one of the things that really causes her to have these meltdowns and tantrum, because she gets so overwhelmed. Sometimes I say that she's like a computer that just crashed. All the files are all over the place and she just crashed. And my son, on the other hand, he's very quiet, very mellow, very laid back, very content, but and he does not show he doesn't seem to care that he lacked the skills that other kids are splashing around playing. Sister is riding a bike, sister is talking and communicating and singing, and he doesn't seem to be mad that he doesn't have those skills. Like, he's so laid back, and that's why. And uh, I don't know that if I should be happy that he's laid back. I keep telling everyone that he makes it easy for me to get, to be a mom with twins on the autism spectrum, because he's so quiet and laid back that he makes this whole, like, he make my days easy because I can focus more on his sister. But at the same time, it's not doing him any good being laid back. He needs to like be able to push himself, and I want to see him push himself. I want to see him trying to gain those skills that he is lacking. And I'm hoping that eventually he will get there and he will start talking. He is a very sweet, sweet, sweet little boy, and I love him so much. He's very affectionate, very loving. Both my kids are very affectionate. I know that there are some children on the spectrum who, will resist touch and hugs and kisses. My husband and I love our kids and give them tons of hugs and kisses. So I think that even if they had that kind of sensory thing, we probably our affection probably wore that out. Because we love our kids very, very much. We do, we're hurt and we're sad that they have autism. Again, why and how, or why they're on the spectrum, or what made them autistic, I don't know. I don't know. I um I don't know anyone in my family that I would say on this that is on the spectrum. So I really don't know. I would not say it was the vaccine. I just don't know what causes autism, and I don't know what heals autism. All I know is that I need to acquire a set of skills. I need to equip myself and educate myself so that I can advocate for my kids, and I can be there for them, and I can make sure that, help them to grow up and be independent, and give them the survival skills that they need to be independent. God forbid I'm not, in their life. So this again, I if you have listened so far, then I thank you so much for listening. I will be making other videos sharing more experiences, but like I said, I've tried supplements. There are still a few supplements that my kids are taking that I'm giving them. I would like to share that with you guys. I would also like to share potty training techniques. I'm not saying that what I did is gonna work for you guys, but it's just a little bit of ideas that I can share that can help another mom. So yeah, I thank you for listening. If you like what if you like what you're hearing so far, it's not much to see, but if you like what you're hearing so far, then please subscribe and look out for future videos. Thank you for watching. Bye.